Have you ever considered that there might be some very simple reasons why you're crap at golf? Like doing the same thing over and over again and somehow expecting a different result.
I can't believe it, I do that every week. Every week.
Or perhaps you try and recover from a situation with one miraculous hero shot that is far beyond your abilities. Or trying to overpower one of your wedges from out of the rough when really you should be taking one more. I've always found that when you try and hit a wedge harder, it actually goes higher and therefore shorter. Or picking the higher, floaty sort of pitch when something closer to the ground would be much more successful. And we're on the green. And we're off again. Now there are times when a chip is the right club, and others when a putter is the right club. We're starting our round with a 7. Now we're slightly out of position, but not by much. But the entrance to this green is very narrow, and we've got a long iron. This is begging for a shorter iron. Something easy to hit. Something with loft and a short shaft and coming up 15 yards short. Rather than leaving ourselves with this. Now we have got lucky because we have got a shot, but next time we probably won't. The tree will be in the way or the bunker will be in the way. There'll be something in the way and we won't get away with it. I have a friend who's one of the never up, never in crowd. Aggressive putting can cost you strokes. See, this is perfect, but I would have got an earful for being short and the hole never moves towards the ball. Of course, the other side of the coin is being too aggressive, and then you're 6 feet past, 7 feet past, and now you're downhill. Occasionally you'll get one, but most of the time you're going to miss. You're going to 3-putt. Aggressive putting is not good for us amateurs. Please tell me that you don't do this when there is an obvious escape route but you can see the green and you've got to have a go at it. As the proverb says, the longer you stay on the wrong train, the more expensive the journey is going to be. Still, you will eventually get to your destination, but will have cost you an awful lot. Now we've been slicing for 4 holes. Now we have a dogleg left. But somehow we're going to try and turn ourselves into somebody who draws the ball. When that happens, you overdo it. You hit a flat hook, you're in the trees on the left, just for a change. And of course you cannot take the simple route out to the fairway over there. You've got to try and force the ball through it. We have access to the front half of this green with the simple chip and run. The flag's at the back over the bunker. So of course we're going to take on that shot that only the professionals can perfect. we're going to flop it. Straight into the bunker. Professionals hit thousands of balls. We don't. So we're in the one place that we really didn't want to be. In the bunker. Pitching out onto a green that runs away from us. And we're off the back. Do you know what? The front half of that green looks very, very inviting now. It's taken us 2 shots and we're still nowhere near the flag. This is the absolute outer limit of my 8-iron. This is calling for a 7, a smooth 7. But no, we've got to hit the short iron as hard as we can. And of course when you do that you get out of sync and you hit it awful. If only we'd taken one more club and swung it easy. A lot of rough to get over, so of course we're going to go upstairs. We could chip and run it, but instead we're going to knife it through the back, out of bounds, and we're going to need a penalty drop and some anger management. On to the par 5. This is a hole we desperately want a par, or even have a putt for birdie, but we drive just a little bit offline. This is crying out for a long chip and run. A 5-iron here down the shaft would go 150 yards, but we're going 3-wood. And we were unable to avoid the damn tree.
Now you may well think that I'm talking through the hole in my hat here, that I haven't a clue what I'm talking about. But I do know, I've played golf for a very long time. I've seen it all. I've seen every type of golfer from 36 handicap down to a +4. And I'm not stood here before you all holier than thou saying that I never do these things. Of course I'm guilty of all of these things that you've seen this evening. And perhaps sometimes when you've gained a bit of skill, it actually encourages you to be guilty of trying something that you shouldn't try. But the way you improve your golf, it's not by making lots and lots of birdies. You know, in my very, very best round of golf, I might make 3. Most of the time I'm making 1. So to keep my handicap down, especially as I'm getting older, the only way I can do it is to stop having those 6s and 7s. Take that 7 at the park. That really sabotaged my score. If I just managed an ordinary bogey, I would have beaten my handicap. That's the fine line that we're treading. As I say, keep the doubles, the triples off your card, and you will enjoy your day an awful lot more. Ta-ra.
I'll tell you one thing, it's damned hard deliberately playing bad shots. We're going down the 9th, the wind is left to right, so I'm going to hold this up against the wind. And I've hit it down the 12th. I've never been there before. But it is no sin to hit a bad shot. What is a sin is to compound it. So I'm going over the 11th green and over the oak tree. The club that will do that for me is the 9-iron. There's no need to be greedy. I've been very lucky with the drive, so let's not waste that luck. It wasn't as good as I thought, that recovery. So it's down the shaft of a 7-iron, close the face a bit, and run it down the hill. That was from about 90 yards, and it does get all the way down the hill. Sadly, off the side. But this is stroke 3, they give me a shot. So I'm on the green in 4. Net 3.
That's got to be 10
And
over.
I'll get in the hole
10 over? Yeah. That's 40.
for a net par. I've done exactly
42 is 7
what I should do.
45? Yeah. 45?
Cheerio.
Yeah, that's like 0.90.